Simon. Welcome.
Hey, Aya. Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Our pleasure. So please share your screen as we're eager to experience what Spool is all about.
Definitely. No, Spool is, as you said it right, your gateway to institutional grade DeFi. We went live with the first iteration of Spool in right at the end of the bull market last year. We went up to about 80 million assets under management. We got a lot of DeFi players in, and then the entire market changed, right? We saw rapid shifts. We saw capital coming from different sources, some sources drying up completely. Liquidity in the entire space is tight. So what we did was really hunker down, take the money that we've raised already back in 2021. We were lucky to, raise at a good time, and we did a good job to really work together with partners, with bigger institutions on a product that solves all of their pain points and a product that really works, right? Like we've been saying, institutions are coming for 3, 5, even 7 or 8 years. Honestly, I remember back in 2015, 16, going into the ICO bubble, right? Everyone saying institutions are coming, and it's always kind of been true. They've always been coming, but at some point they need to arrive. And with Spool, they are finally arriving. So we've been building together with some of the largest banks, some of the largest asset managers, with completely MiFID II compliant exchanges. Yeah, and building exactly these solutions for their pains. So the result of that is basically Spool v2. Spool v2 is the most complex and the most composable DeFi yield manager and the most composable vault creator. So everything basically that's fixed income on chain currently out there. We allow users to create multi-asset vaults. So you can have strategies, for example, in DAI, in USDC, and Tether in a single vault. We allow them to create volatile asset vaults. So not only credit markets, not only lending and borrowing, but for example, LSD-based vaults, or in the future also wrapped Bitcoin-based vaults, or tokenized real estate investment trust vaults. All of that is, super easy, super quick, fully compliant, and easy to integrate for institutions. We've done this and we've achieved this by working together with some of the top capital markets law firms in Europe. We've got an extensive legal opinion from GSK, one of the top 3 capital markets law firms in Germany, that went through every single use case our institutional clients have for Spool to get a very clear opinion on pre-MiCAR, markets and crypto assets regulation, and post-MiCAR, what exact licenses you will need in order to use Spool. If you're a bank, if you're an asset manager, if you're just a portfolio manager, if you're a crypto asset service provider, or none of the above. Like for each of those groups, they are able to use Spool because we've done the groundwork. Now, maybe on the institutional side, that's nice and good, but what about the DeGen side, right? So we allow anyone basically fully permissionlessly, this is what you see on my screen right now, to set up new vaults. These vaults can be as complex as a user would want them, or also as simple. We've got, for example, here a live DAI diversifier vault, basically. What this vault does is it deposits funds straight into a whole host of different DAI strategies. Here, compound, RVV2, YoNV2, Morpho compound, notional. All of those have an allocation, and all of these also have a risk score, as you can see on the right side, on the bottom right. These risk scores are calculated by risk models that professional providers, AI models, individuals, really anyone that can put themselves apart from the general public sets up and creates and provides. These risks scores are updated on a daily basis, and they update allocations according to APY, yield on the one hand side, risk on the other hand side, every single day. All of that completely gas-free for the user on ETH Layer 1. And that always gives our users the best possible risk reward. And that's really, I think, what DeFi is about, because, return is one thing, but what's like 17% anchor return if your money is gone in like 1.5 years? That's a pretty bad return on investment, return on risk, really. What we allow people is to set these vaults up and also have proper insight into who owns the vault, what's the incentivized APY, what's the traditional base APY, like what fees are employed. For example, here the creator set a 5% management fee, pretty juicy for whoever set it up. And after fees, it's still 12% yield. So we see a total win-win. Whoever set this vault up is, earning themselves a golden nose, also earning a performance fee on the 12%. So it's super juicy, but still, because they own a lot of Spool tokens, they have a lot of Spool tokens staked, they shove a lot of incentives, a lot of inflation, also a lot of their own tokens via incentives onto this vault. So the APY is attractive on DAI. It's properly diversified. It's safer than any alternative in the market. Everything we build is audited by Chain Security, Trail of Bits. We have a 1.5 million bug bounty program, and it's as safe as it gets. It was built for the biggest banks, biggest asset managers, but still, even for you and me, it offers amazing returns, and all of that while also, making the creator solid amounts of money. And I think that's what we're missing in DeFi at the moment. Actually making money, not just building products that's, all in a vacuum, sound nice, but that make you money, that make revenue.
Yes, Simon, many thanks for your showcase. I'm gonna shoot again the classic question. How was your experience while working with Masterblox?
Well, it's been pretty brief, honestly. I think Carlos and I met, 1.5 months ago in Lisbon. So it's been amazing since then. Great network, great people. Lots of love, but pretty brief so far.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's been quite a brief relationship, but like we are super bullish on them. They have like great backers. They've been building, everything is amazing. They've been audited by Chain Security, and also in my personal opinion, Simon is the sexiest founder alive. So
Hey, hear the ladies. So Carlos, I believe you have a few questions coming up from Faku from Carpet Key. Do you want to shoot them?
ready for some OG Ethereum massacre? Yeah.
Oh.
So the first one is kind of, they're simple questions. It's fine. So Faku from Carpet Key is asking, would it work with any VM compatible network? And also he asked if you are you incorporated and have asset management or similar licenses? If so, in which country are you incorporated? So, but maybe we start with like, if you are compatible with any VM compatible networks.
Definitely. We are, as in almost everyone is. So it's not much work for us to deploy. We're right now looking at 3 new layer 2s, all EVM layer 2s in 2024. But it's not like you can just, spin up a vault on Polygon or on Arbitrum or something without doing a little bit of work. So it's easy, but the work still needs to be done. The second question, we are not incorporated. We are a pure DAO. We are we are a service provider, right? We never handle any funds. We're never able to touch any funds. That's the great thing. We provide services directly to our customers, to the vault creators. So anyone that spins up a vault, that's also a really cool thing that on the compliance side we cared a lot about, owns the contract. So if you look, for example, into this DAI diversifier, I haven't shared my screen anymore, you see an exact owner's address. That means if, for example, a bank or a MiFID II compliant exchange spins up an earnings product based on these vaults, they don't have to do, all of the compliance, all the fit and proper checks together with the regulator for example, Spool, because it's in-house. They own the contract. It's fully transparent. They can look at it. They can audit it themselves, but they own it. That's really cool, the cool thing. We see ourselves a bit like, Linux. So there's no proper limited liability company behind it that runs it, but lots and lots of contributors and a proper foundation that makes sure that things work. And most of the servers in the world run on it. So we're very confident that it keeps working.
It's a shame. I was expecting you to be incorporated in Montenegro or something like that, but yeah. So Faku also asked about like if the funds can be withdrawn immediately or there's like a thawing period.
So that's a great thing and actually amazing question, because basically in the base version, you get super cheap withdrawals and super cheap reallocations, but there's like 24 hours batching of withdrawals. That's kind of how we do it. Everything that goes into strategies goes out, gets redistributed, is batched in like a 24-hour cycle. But of course, you can emergency withdraw at any point. You can fast withdraw. You can have your funds at any time. You just need to actually pay for the withdrawal fees. And if you are in, 6 different DAI strategies, for example, that might add up. But you can have your funds at any point, no login at all.
And they go to your wallet, exactly. Nice. Yeah,
of course,
Kaye,
it's mine.
Yeah. Not your keys, Simon keys. Yeah. So Kaye, feel free to shoot the last one.
Yes, we have another question from Yao Zhang from Proximity Labs. So how does it work to work with DeFi protocols on different chains?
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Honestly, it's kind of the same answer as to the second question, I think. Right now, not too much because we're only on ETH mainnet, so not too much going on. It's more preparation phase, right? We launched with version 2 in beginning of November, so it's only been about a month. We're still rolling out some features. We're planning for first layer 2 beginning of the year, hopefully February, March, and then we can actually get going. So for now, it's preparation. We've got some partners lined up for Arbitrum, for Polygon, but they have to wait because we need to do a little bit of groundwork to make that happen.
Got
When
it.
Cardano, man. When Cardano.
No comment. Guys, Simon, I really want to thank you. We're also out of time. It was a pleasure to have you on board today and looking forward to see you again.
Much love, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you,
Much love.
Habibi.